uncovering the chilling details of Celeste's case amidst sinister discoveries. How could Celeste's parents have condoned this behavior?
Videos coming out about David and Celeste, just different things. But when I bring it to you, it's when we have evidence and lawyers start talking about it. The grand jury gets involved. LAPD gives a statement, right? I try not to just come out with just, he farted on a video. What does that mean? Right? Her parents knew and should be prosecuted, and justice for Celeste is why we're here. All right. We're not here to talk about David taking a dump and his house smelling like a dead body, or his gay, possible bisexual relationship that was a love triangle. That's all suppositions right now. But I think that's going to be easily used as a motive. And we've got multiple Celestes in this picture. Not really, but many times where there was another girl named Celeste that looked similar. Did she know she was being subbed in and out? Probably.
Anybody, Jesse, because you read a bunch of these indictments. Sometimes they're a little bit thin. I mean, sometimes they just lay out sort of the underlying facts of the crime as alleged, and they don't put in the detail. In fact, I'm not sure I've seen a lot of them where you get a list of witnesses or a list of exhibits. You don't get that kind of thing until you get closer to trial. You don't get to see the evidence until you're in the discovery process in the criminal proceeding. So you might get an indictment. Now, is that an answer for his family or her family? Is it an answer for the public? I don't know. I assume because this is a high-profile matter, a celebrity matter, if there is an indictment, I assume there will be people who think it's an unfair indictment. I assume there will be people who will side with the defendant. We see a lot of that these days. So I don't know if it will answer anybody's questions. To me, you don't get a final answer until there's a plea or a verdict at trial.
Rich Schoenstein, thanks so much for taking the time, as always.
All right, that was awesome. I'm going to show you that video quickly because we're going over, was she 14? Was she 15? What does that mean? In my opinion, she was 14. She didn't make it to 15, but let's take a look at this. Again, this is not the episode where I'm showing you guys a timeline. We've already done that. I've covered this case in multiple videos, but let's take a look at the TMZ one and her going home for a little break. All right, guys, let's take a look at this. And I see you guys asking for Venmos and stuff. That's awesome. I would have really appreciate that. There's all my stuff down there, guys. Go over to guiltyofcrime.ghost. Sign up for that for free. If you want to PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, or email guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. It's all below. And I would appreciate it. Everything goes back into the channel and it helps. All right. We take everything and then just put it right back so we can continue doing Guilty of Crime. Some people haven't heard about this terrible occurrence. Right. And I follow the big pieces in the case. Would have been sick if the cage and all the prop was for a video with a real person and no one would thought other. Right. All right. Cheeky says, I'm not drunk. Just want to tell Jay, mods, and crew, I love y'all and I wish y'all well in 2026. May it be a fabulous year for all of us. Happy New Year. I agree. Thank you, Cheeky. I love your sticker down there. Look at that. Cheeky's got a Guilty of Crime sticker. Yay. All right, let's keep going. I appreciate you guys so much. And Mab, if you email me, let me know when you're going live. I would be happy to go in and support you in your chat. All right, here. New Celeste Rivas video shows argument with neighbors months after she went missing. All right, Celeste Rivas went home, guys, to visit family in Lake Eleanor exactly 1 year before her body was found in David's Tesla. All right, let's take a look at that. Foxy sent that over. You guys are awesome. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year if you're already in the future. I'm in California. It's only 6 o'clock here, guys. All right, let's get this up. Thank you for sending that, Foxy.
All the way at the end?
Right there. I'll tell you where that. See that door right there? Number 2, not there.
So we crazy. That pays, man. I can't play it. There's music. Back to the nature at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'm going to let her understand. All right. All right, so this is Celeste fighting with a neighbor, right, when she went to go visit her family last time. And again, I apologize. Hopefully the music didn't mess things up, but I'm down for some Dr. Dre to start going with it. I just can't play it on my channel. Why the hell is this taking so long? because they want to make sure they have the proper evidence to get a solid arrest. All right. Nina Drew, thank you so much. Happy New Year's Eve to you as well. All right. What video from yesterday are you talking about? I don't know what y'all are talking about, but let me finish playing this of Celeste Rivas. Months after she went missing, this came out. Now, this is a neighbor. Look at her house compared to being in Hollywood Hills. All right. If this is a neighbor, this looks like an apartment in that area. They're an apartment. There's a lot of people just chilling outside. This is not a $20 million mansion with all the drugs and everything you want. That's what this is. That's what David was. Hold on. You tripping.
All right, I'm not going to let your woman talk.
I see over here. Again.
Little house, you don't even got a house.
Hey, bro.
You talk to.
Ain't nobody black right here, homie. We're Southsiders right here, homie. We're Southsiders here. Get it right, homegirl. Shut up with your black talking. Shut up. You talking like you black, girl, with your black talking. Yeah. Ain't nobody black right here. What are you talking about? I said we're not black over here. Why are you calling us?
And she's obviously using the N-word. She's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And she's hanging around David and sure really comfortable by then. I felt like this was meant to make Celeste look bad when they released it. Probably. But they also showed that she was in touch with her family and, she would go back and forth. She was 13, 14 years old. What the hell was she out there running the streets for?
Keep saying we're not black. Hey, let it go. Go back to your house.
Damn.
You ain't gonna do nothing, bro. What you gonna do? You ain't no gangster. You ain't nothing, homie. What you are but a little girl. What you but a little girl.
He's calling her a little fucking girl. You ain't nothing but a little girl. Wow. Thanks, Mab. You love the guilty of crime, especially the beanies. Awesome. All right. Julie says, Jay, what do you do with your fur babies when fireworks are going? Oh, girl, I've had animals for the last 20 years. You just hang out with them and chill. None of my dogs like fireworks, but they just chill out. You can give them a blanket or a jacket. They feel better if you put clothes on them, but just keep them calm. All right, let's get this done, and then I'm going to show you the burn cage, or they call it a freaking incinerator. I'm going to show it to you after this. Thank you for sending that over, Foxy or Synth, whoever sent that.
What you gonna do?
Synth, thank you, Synth.
You need to go home. Seriously.
I'm not Mexican. Salvador, you tripping.
Oh my God.
Not you tripping. Move the out of here.
You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit. You better get over there. Get your over there, little girl. Go over there, little girl. You ain't gonna do shit. Go. What are you gonna do, bro?
Go call her dad, babe.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, little girl?
All right, that was it. What are you going to do, little girl? She sure didn't sound much like a little girl. Obviously, she grew up way too fast. I don't know what happened there. I just took myself off the screen. All right, let me show you the incinerator burn cage. They call it an incinerator, guys. So whatever you want to call it, it's going to go back and forth. But there it is. This is from the house. Let me make myself smaller so you guys can take a look. That is the freaking burn cage. All right, this is burn cage, and then they call it incinerator, reportedly found at David's rented Hollywood home after teen's body discovered in trunk of Tesla. This was December 16th. It was like 15 days ago. And it says, guys, a burn cage incinerator that is advertised to burn at 1600 degrees was discovered at the Hollywood mansion that David was renting at the time the body of the girl, a teen girl, was found in the trunk of his Tesla, according to a private detective. The incinerator, which they call it again, which was still boxed and unused, was discovered inside the Doney Street residence by Steve Fisher, who was hired to comb through $20,000 a month pad by its owner. The private detective revealed that the disturbing discovery on the post on X on Tuesday describes it as something you would expect to find on a farm rather than a home in Hollywood Hills. And I'm going to throw in especially a rental home. Right? Burn cage incinerator that advertised to burn 1600 degrees was discovered, and that's it. Right? It was still boxed and unused, and there's the house right there. Okay. Someone will argue the item was intended as a prop for a video. If that were the case, it raises several questions. Why would a 55-pound burn cage be delivered to a private residence instead of directly to a prop designer or production house? All right. So there's that much different scene than Celeste being at her apartments at home.